Let's be really clear up front. We're not here to sell you a luxury apartment. Not at all. We're here to break down how a luxury apartment is sold to you. Using the developer's own marketing for Binghatti Hillcrest in Dubai, we're going to pull back the curtain on how a collection of concrete and glass gets turned into this aspirational lifestyle, from the huge grand vision right down to the nitty-gritty details of the materials they use.
You know, it always starts with a feeling. The brochure talks about a calculated stillness right in the middle of a super energetic city like Dubai, and that contrast? That's everything. It sets the stage for a story that's about way more than just architecture. See, they're not just selling you a home, they're selling you a very specific state of mind.
And that really brings us to the heart of it, doesn't it? It's one thing to sell square footage in a swimming pool, but how do you actually build and sell an abstract feeling like equilibrium? That is the puzzle we are going to piece together, one slide at a time.
So, let's start at the top with the big idea. Every major development like this begins with a core vision. This is where you get all the aspirational language, the high-level concepts. It's all about crafting a really powerful promise.
And there it is, the project's central slogan. In all caps, this is equilibrium. It's bold, it's simple, and it's incredibly powerful. This one phrase is the anchor for the entire story. It's a huge promise, right? Buy this apartment and you're buying perfect balance and composure.
And you can immediately see how the visuals work to back up that abstract claim. The architectural renderings like this one show these really clean modern lines, but they're softened by warm lighting and all this greenery. The design itself is meant to be the physical version of that promised equilibrium, blending the super contemporary with the natural. The marketing then breaks that big idea down into pieces you can actually grab onto. So, what does equilibrium really mean for someone living there? Well, according to them, it's these four key pillars: safety, spaciousness, scenery, and this idea of being in a community in balance. These are the specific things all the other details have to deliver on.
And just to round out the vision, we get another key phrase: tailored excellence, elevated living. This is speaking directly to the target buyer. It implies not just quality, but customized, almost bespoke quality. It's not just living, it's elevated living. Language like this is all about framing the project as a premium, aspirational product.
All right, so we have the vision, we have this grand promise of equilibrium and elevated living, but a building's more than just a feeling, right? So let's jump to our next section and see how this vision gets translated into concrete, measurable facts and figures.
So yeah, let's pivot from the poetry to the practical. What are the actual hard facts that are supposed to be holding up these elegant promises? Let's take a look at the numbers.
First up, the scale: 322 residential units. That number tells you something. It suggests a community that's definitely substantial, but maybe still small enough to feel a little bit exclusive.
Next, 28 retail shops. Now this is a key detail. It tells us this is a mixed-use development, and that's all about convenience. The promise is that you can grab your morning coffee or do some quick grocery shopping without ever leaving this little bubble of ease and balance.
The whole thing sits on a plot of just over 11,000 square meters. This number gives us the physical footprint. That's the raw canvas they have to work with to deliver on that earlier promise of spaciousness.
Now this table is fascinating because it tells you everything about who they're trying to sell to. I mean, this is not a place for big families. With a huge focus on studios and one-bedrooms, they are laser targeting young professionals, couples, and investors who want a piece of a certain urban lifestyle.
So we've got the vision and we've got the vitals. Now let's step inside. How exactly does the project plan to deliver that elevated living experience on a daily basis? This is all about the amenities and the interior vibe.
The amenities list directly supports that equilibrium theme we talked about. You have features for an active life like a jogging track and pools, right alongside things built for relaxation, like green spaces and sunken seating. It's a very deliberate mix, a balancing act between things for the body and spaces for the soul.
And this illustrates that duality perfectly. On one side, you've got the lobby. It's all sophistication and making a grand first impression. On the other side, you've got the outdoor fitness area, all about health and energy. The marketing presents these not as opposites, but as two essential parts of one single, balanced lifestyle. Inside the actual apartments, the language gets even more specific. The brochure doesn't just promise high quality, it promises curated finishes. That word, curated, is so intentional. It suggests every material was hand-picked with an artistic eye, tying luxury to things like sustainability and smart tech.
And this is where the marketing gets really specific. They don't just use stone and wood, they use megagrage, verde alplumen, and walnut savanna. This is a classic luxury marketing play, isn't it? You give the materials these exotic, proprietary-sounding names. It makes them sound exclusive and just reinforces that whole promise of tailored excellence right down to the texture of the walls.
Okay, we've covered the vision, the numbers, and the experience on the inside. For our final section, let's zoom all the way out and look at the project's last major selling point, its location and its connection to the wider city of Dubai.
I mean, a sanctuary is pretty useless if it's completely isolated, right? So the final piece of the puzzle is connectivity. The marketing makes a point to list all the major road networks that are easy to get to. And this isn't just a list of roads, it's a promise of effortless movement.
And this final quote just perfectly sums up the entire value proposition. Connected to the city, grounded in ease. It captures the whole narrative in one neat package. You get all the benefits of urban living, the access, the energy, but without the stress. It's the ultimate expression of equilibrium.
So in the end, what's really being sold here isn't just an apartment. It is a meticulously crafted narrative. Every single detail, from the big promise of equilibrium all the way down to a name like Walnut Savannah, is designed to present this building as a solution to the chaos of modern life, a piece of calculated stillness in a busy city. It kind of leaves you wondering, in the world of luxury real estate, are we actually buying a place to live, or are we just buying a really, really well-told story?